Welcome back. You're watching The Money Show with me, Kavita Thapliyal. And in the last 1 year or so, interest rates have climbed up dramatically. This has translated to higher EMI for home loan borrowers. Plus, it has also discouraged many individuals to go ahead with their plans to take a home loan. So, has the higher interest rate scenario dampened demand for home loans? What are the emerging trends? And most importantly, should you consider prepaying your home loan to battle higher interest rates? Let's understand all of this with Adhil Shetty, CEO, co-founder, bankbazaar.com. Adhil, good evening and welcome to the show. First up, let me just ask you, what is the trend looking like? Has there been any decrease in terms of home loan demand?
Um, the latest RBI data is available from January. We see that year to date, this year the home loan outstanding has grown by 12% compared with 9.6% last year. So in the data, it doesn't appear that there's been a decline as of January. But if you talk to anyone in the market, the general sense is that if the rates continue to increase, that especially in certain segments, you're going to start seeing that pinch come in and the slowdown start to come in. We're also seeing a lot of people buying homes right now because there's a benefit which is getting capped on capital gain savings by investing in a residential home, which ends at this financial year. So a lot of people are trying to do it by March 31st to get that extended capital gains benefit, which is getting capped next year.
All right. Specifically, a lot of reports are talking about the prices, the category of 35 lakhs to 75. Does this come under affordable housing, and there exactly where the pain is, the pinch is, and the dip is? What exactly could be the reason, Adil?
The reason could be that it is in these segments, right? Let's say sub 45 lakh affordable housing segment, where the change in EMI has the highest impact as a proportion of your income. So if you're in that affordable housing segment, even several thousand rupees in additional EMI will make you, question saying, hey, should I go ahead or not? So that's why I think we're seeing that the impact of the 2.25% repo rate increase, right? Substantial increase, which has happened in this financial year, it's having the greatest impact in this sub 45 lakh segment.
All right. So, overall, do you think in coming quarters the numbers would go more deeper in terms of the dip and the pinch that we are talking about? Because so far there is still demand in terms of home loan, but then is it even advisable to go for it now?
So I feel that rates will go up and down. Frankly, it's not in our control, right? So, when we were discussing on the show a couple of years ago, rates were extremely low and we were all very happy. And, the repo rate home loans were the lowest in the last 15 years. It's not outside our control. The way I feel about it, right, is if you find a good home, you want to build something with your family, build, a place which you call home. Anytime is a good time if you find the right property at the right price. Now, rates will go up and down. And, when it goes up, we'll see the additional tenor or the EMI. And when it goes down, the benefit will automatically come. So I tend to advise people at Bank Bazaar, right? Don't plan depending on if it's a rising or a falling cycle, because that's not in our control. But if you've decided that the time has come in your life where you and your family want to build a home, you find the right home, then by all means go ahead and do it. It's always a good time to start building that home asset.
About those borrowers, who are having a floating rate right now, 10 years have gone, beyond 50 years of their age because they've landed up extending it. At the banks, a lot of these banks are not even extending the loan tenure now. How exactly can one deal with it? Only raising your EMI amount is the option left?
Yeah, so great question, right? Let's just look at the data. Given that the repo's gone up 2.25%, your tenor can increase by a very long period, right? Over a decade. Now, what tends to happen, right, is your lender will allow it to increase by a certain amount, let's say 5 years, and then you'll even see the impact coming in as a higher EMI. Now, the best way to solve for this, right, and this is a pro tip, the best way to solve for this is prepay when you can. So to give you a simple example, if you prepay 5% of your principal outstanding every year on a 20-year loan, home loan, you'll end up paying it off in 12 years. So the solution is, if you have extra money after you have saved for long-term milestones, right? Because that liquidity is required in terms of emergency fund. That liquidity might be required, let's say, for my daughter's education. So don't mess with that because you need that separately. But anything extra you have, right? We're saying that it makes sense to prepay because that's the silver bullet to pull back the tenor from getting extended over a very, very long period in time. And just think about it, right? When you prepay, let's say, an 8.5%, 9% home loan today, it's almost a post-tax 8.5% benefit you're getting post-tax, right? And that kind of return, risk-free, is not possible in India. So any extra money you have after planning for milestones, please use it to prepay and pull down the tenor of your home loan.
Do you think it would make sense to even try switching your loan?
Yeah, I feel that it's something you always need to watch out for. If you can find that you can save money, right? And usually a rule of thumb would be, let's say, a 0.25% or above saving. You should consider a refinance. But keep in mind, right? You can refinance with the existing bank, or you can refinance with a new home loan lender. The process tends to be easier with your existing bank, and there's some more paperwork if you go to a new bank. But the process also has some paperwork and some charges. So we tell people to typically go online, do a quick calculation, see how much interest can you save. And if you're saving, anything more than 0.25% and, you're on a longer tenor, larger loan, it might make sense. You should check the numbers quickly online.
What are those common mistakes which a home buyer usually lands up making, and something that you can really avoid if you are going out for a home loan right now?
So I'd say that this is a big decision, right? And we find that people spend a lot of time researching the television they're buying, right? Or how they're going to plan their holiday. But for a home loan, that research is not done. So I'd say that just look around, make sure who's giving you a good offer, make sure who will approve you, right? Because the person with the lowest offer might not be able to approve the amount you want or the documents that you have. So I'd say do your research, spend your time doing it, and it's something that's going to stay with you for 20 years. In fact, at Bank Bazaar, we find that owning a home and saving for your child's education are the two biggest aspirations India's have. So put in that time and enjoy the process. Talk to your spouse about it, do your research, see where you can save, where you can buy. I think it can be a lovely life experience, right? Doing this in an ongoing fashion where you make sure you get the best research possible.
Research, or when you look into your data, where is this loan demand actually coming from? Is it the millennials that we are saying has been making headlines a lot since the pandemic now? Is that trend still continuing, or there is something more specific that you can share?
Yeah, I think that it's people who are in their mid 30s. I think that's the stage at which people are thinking about the home. I think people who are in their 20s, we see them more into, no cost EMIs, into credit cards. But I think the time when people are in their mid 30s, right, the thought starts to come that, hey, this is an asset I'm building. And I think the nice thing that we're seeing, right, is that today, everyone is aware that home is important. Everyone, in fact, is aware that you need a good credit score. A lot of people, right, today start preparing in their early 30s, saying that, hey, if my credit score is above 800, I get a 20 basis points discount. If my credit score is over 750, I get a 10 basis points discount. What I really like is the maturity is coming, and people realize that potentially, right, this could be the biggest asset we're buying. And it's not so much that they're doing it from an investment purpose, because we're not saying that this is the best place to invest your money, but it's a great place to build a life and also build an asset, right, for the next generation.
All right, that will be all. Thank you so much, Adhil, for being on the show and helping our viewers with their home loan strategy today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
On that note, let's take a quick break, and post that, let's get your portfolio queries answered.